Okay, good morning. Today is July 22nd of 2024, and this will be the weekly outlook as well as the weekly, as well as the daily outlook for today. We'll go over Friday's trades as well. I went ahead and deleted my cash. So I had that issue on Friday where data was missing, and I wasn't able to. Yeah, that threw me in for a loop. I was offsides, and I decided to take my trade off because yeah, I was very emotional. I noticed that, and the they actually ended up being really nice because I did take a trade for the 11 o'clock macro, and we'll look into that. But before I deleted the cache, I I locked all of my drawings, so hopefully the drawings are still there. If not, then we'll just go ahead and redo those. So I'm connecting to data now. Let's see what price did over the weekend. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's go over the outlook and the daily outlook today, the weekly and the daily, and then I'll go over the trades. I'm not trading today because there is no news. Yeah, okay, good. The drawing seem to have um, held. Okay, perfect. Okay, so weekly outlook. It's doing exactly what I'm expecting. Really, what am I expecting? I was actually expecting Monday to be a down day, followed by a reversal on Tuesday and the following next few days to see if we can reach for internal liquidity. Because right now we're at external and we're drawing towards internal. So that is my bias for the week on NQ. Because we did close above consequent encroachment here on the weekly, so we should be drawing higher into some sort of internal liquidity, which would be the daily gap that I can see there. So we do have SMT with this low and this low and this low and this low. Actually, this low, this low and this low and this low and this low. So that's SMT. That's good enough reason. And of course, the fact that price did close above consequent encroachment, so we should be drawing into internal liquidity here unless we draw lower. But as it stands right now, my target would be to start targeting the highs. Uh, yeah, to start targeting the highs, but I'd like to see sweeps first for me to want to get long. Um, so yeah, this is actually a daily. So and this is the gap of this time frame. So that's why you can see the SMT here. But anyways, like I said, we do have constant encroachment here, closed above it, and this one left no gaps. A tiny gap, I guess. This one closed the gap as well. So logically, we would be drawing towards the highs. Let's go over the daily. Hopefully no data is missing. All right, so let me go ahead and unlock this one as well. Okay, so this is the one I was looking into as well. We did close above constant encroachment. There is an order block here. Actually, this whole thing is an order block. Um, but I'm using the bodies, and as you can see here, price also closed, actually touched consequent encroachment, or almost did, and started drawing higher. So what are the draws as it stands right now? The draws for me are the highs of this area. Um, the only thing though is that if this really is the low, then I'm not gonna be what's the word? I'm not gonna be shorting because overall on the higher time frame we are in a bullish trend. So once price reaches up here, I'll see what price wants to do. If it wants to draw higher, then that's fine too. I was looking at this old low here to see if maybe that's where price decides to reverse and then start heading lower. But as it stands right now, because this old low just also happens to be around this order block right here. Actually, is this an order block? Let's take a look here. Why isn't extending? That's weird. Okay, yeah, this is an order block. Okay, yeah, so this whole up move is an order block. Price did have market structure shift here on the daily, but like I said, we are still on a bullish uptrend on the weekly and the monthly. Same thing here. We did hold here, and obviously this is the SMT I was talking about. Same times. And again, the draw currently as it stands right now are the is this what's the word? SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Um, so yeah, that's what I'm aiming towards. Again, today there's no news, so we might just get a consolidation where price maybe double tops this area, and then tomorrow we get a draw into that area, and then we get a reversal, or we might just continue drawing lower without even drawing up here, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, we draw towards the highs. So that's what I'm looking for at the current moment. Let's take a look at the 4 hour to see where the draw is on the lower time frames. So last week, price. Why is it okay? Don't be an asshole now. All right, whatever. Okay, so last week price did violate this 4 hour liquidity sweep, 4 hour dealing range. So it's logical to start looking at this as the new range where price will likely trade into. So again, as I say, when price starts seeking liquidity from external back to internal, price is most likely to seek out liquidity above equilibrium. And so it makes logical sense to target this old low as well as this gap here. Obviously, this whole thing is a gap on the daily, but once you zoom into the lower time frames, you have to uh, you have to use the gaps that are above equilibrium. So I would target this 4 hour high, this 4 hour gap here, as well as this one right here, this 4 hour gap here, which is right below, right above a liquidity pool here, a 4 hour liquidity pool. Same thing here, 4 hour liquidity pool, but I do expect price to trade into equilibrium. So let's go into the 60-minute. And currently we are violating liquidity pools. Okay, I don't know what's wrong. Why it's not letting me drag? Okay. All right, so we are violating bearish. Actually, no, there's a void here. Obviously, it's rebalanced already, but we could still use it here. We are targeting these highs here. So let's just leave this one here. So this is a daily gap here. These are relative equal highs. Okay. These are relative equal highs as well. So we left plenty of relative equal highs here. So I'm going to be looking for longs today, but again, there's no indication to me just yet where to get in, because we have been on expansion phase. So when price expands overnight during the Asia London time frames, well, actually it did consolidate, but it did start expanding. So when that happens, you want to wait to see till you see structure on the lower time frames. And as it stands right now on the 60-minute, I don't see anything except for these gaps here. So I'll be looking for something within these gaps to see if price does decide to reverse after a retracement to attack these highs up here. Okay, so let's go to the 15-minute. I don't see no dealing range as of yet. Again, we do have a dealing range to the downside on NQ, but not ES. ES, we still have an inclining dealing range. We do have this dealing range here, but one of my rules is to wait for price to to violate a dealing range for then so then I can start looking for an entry into the highs. Still no dealing range here. Yep, right here. Okay, so these are the dealing ranges for these highs right now, for both of these. Okay. All right, so why are these the dealing ranges? Because this is the previous low. This is the previous low. Okay. This counts as a swing because this is technically a new day, right? So this is technically a new day. So I use this as a swing for price to see where price might likely head to. So we do have expansion here on the lower time frames. But again, I'd like to see a dealing range on the lower time frames violated for then price to start drawing higher. Now, I don't mean that price is likely to come back down here. What I mean is if we give it enough time, eventually a new dealing range will be drawn, whether it's price violating these highs and lows or these highs and lows. But you got to give it enough time for price to be structured enough for you to want to get long. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for today. I'm looking for these highs to get swept. Whether it happens today or tomorrow, I don't know. There's no news today, so if I do end up taking a trade, I will likely take my trades off at 1 minute swing lows and highs because I'm not looking to overstay my welcome. I had a really good Monday last week, and that's because I took my profit off at the 1 minute highs and lows. Um, and that worked out well actually. But yeah, let me just go over last week's play here real quick on both of these. I actually ended up taking a trade on both of these. Again, for some reason, once I saw this high get swept, I was like, all right, let me get long. But you know, that was just a retarded entry, and thankfully, I took. I think I ended up here, and I took profit. I didn't take profit. I actually covered here. And once you start realizing that you're offside, it's easier to cut the trade because you start thinking, should I cut it? Should I cut it? And over time, you realize that is the best voice to listen to because if price is not working in your favor, then you have to cut it. And so that's what I did. After I cut that trade, I disconnected from data, and then I started to reevaluate my bias. And then I even said that too. We have this placement here with a gap here on the 1 hour, and I did mention that there was no liquidity pools here. Well, actually here there was no liquidity pools here except for these right here, but these aren't really that big. But and at that time we were drawing here, and I didn't count this as a liquidity pool for some reason. I totally overlooked that, but that's fine. And so what happened after the 10 o'clock macro? Price swept this high, which would at this time be a liquidity pool on the 15-minute, the higher time frame. Same thing here. Liquidity pool swept these relative equal highs, and then price started drawing lower. I didn't get in here, but once I realized that the draw were the lows, I started to look into trade opportunity to target these lows. And as I mentioned last Friday, some of uh, my best types of trades are the low hanging fruit, the ones that are or yeah, low hanging fruit, or otherwise known as the second stage of distribution. Yep, second stage of distribution. And how do you identify that? Well, you wait for price to keep drawing in the direction of the draw, and that's what happened here. Price. Oh no, I am missing data here. All right, that's fine if I'm missing data here because price is already above that. So yeah, price displays lower, and then you wait for price to get back into equilibrium. All right, right here on the 5 minute, we saw this. I saw this gap right here, jumped in right here. Same thing here, gap here, jumped in right here. Now, my entry could have been down here, the easier of the two, but I've played this setup so many times that I'm not scared to hold this, because if I am wrong, then my stop is this high. Same thing here. If I am wrong, then my stop is here. As long as price is above equilibrium, then you should feel safe to short, because right next to this gap, there's also an order block. And if price is really drawn in the direction that you think it will, then it should respect that order block. And that's exactly what happened. I got in up here, took some down here, and took the rest off down here. And this one, actually, no, this wasn't it. I took one contract here and covered into this low. This one, I took multiple contracts. Jumped in some here, and finally I jumped in the rest here, covered into these lows, and I wish I would have held on to some of it, because price did finish the 4-hour sell model right here after it touched these lows. But that's fine, I was able to cover for a really nice profit on both of these. Obviously, with this one, just one contract, but this one, multiple contracts. I think it was 5, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so again, I'm looking for the highs as the draw on liquidity, and the first thing I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to show me more structure, show me something like, actually, where is it? Oh, it's right here. No. All right, let's bring this back over here. Oh no, it's not here. All right. Oh, here it is. Let's just go with this one. And I'm just gonna post this here. All right. I'm looking for something like this. Structure. I'm looking for structure on this side. This is the sell side of the curve. This is the buy side of the curve. So I'm looking for the buy side of the curve after I see enough sell side of the curve develop with a dealing range violated for me to start targeting the highs. If I don't see any of this, then I'll just call it a day and come back tomorrow. Because again, tomorrow we do have news, but not today. And today the odds are a lot less than when you do have news drivers. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'm just gonna be on mute for the next until 9:45, or unless there's a. I don't see any setup as of yet on the. I don't see any setup on even the lower time frames. So I'm just gonna wait until something else happens, until I have enough data for me to make a sound decision. Yeah, I don't see anything yet. Like I said, we might get a retracement, or price may just immediately go higher. Now, if these highs are ran, I'm not going to immediately start looking to get short, because it might just be so that we continue drawing higher, and because the order flow is bullish, trading against that order flow is not advised. So we'll see. But anyways, yeah. So I'll be back at 9:45, or if there's a play at like 9:30, then I'm not gonna take it, but I will talk over it to see what price is doing that and where price is seeking to draw to. But yeah. So I'll be back at 9:45. Okay, so I am seeing something here. We have displacement at, yeah, we have displacement. We are above this high. So if these are the draws, if these lows are the draws, then I'd like to get in somewhere around here or maybe even up here. Right now it's kind of too late. I would have had some limit orders right here, but I'm not sure those are. I'm not sure that this gap is targeted anymore. If this isn't the gap, then these are the then this is the draw. So I'm just looking for a quick move up for me to get in. And again, these swing lows are going to be my targets, and it looks like we're not going to get that, but that's fine. And we do have the violation of a dealing range here currently. This is not enough for me to want to get in though, but this one is if I want to play these lows here, but just not close enough for me to target those areas. So let's just see. If I do get a move into that area, then I might take a stab of one contract at least. And let's see here. If I do want to get in, then I would want to get in at equilibrium, and it's up here. Uh, so yeah, I might give it a shot here. So let's take a look. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give it one chance. My stop is if price starts closing above here. I want quick price delivery. That's all I'm looking for. I don't want anything. Why is it not showing here? Okay, weird. All right, I'll show the trade in a second here. But again, I want to get out here, and I am not looking for a quick move back up there. If I do, then I'm out. 85.25 is going to be my draw. My first target. All right, not liking that. A couple more seconds. All right, there we go. Okay, so we are leaving something. Okay, so I'm not liking that. Yep, not liking that. Let's see what happens after it taps 50% like range here. All right, so I'm not liking that. I'm gonna have to take it off. All right. Okay, so I took it off. I just did not like that reaction. Price might draw one more high, but that's fine. Again, my draw are the highs, so instead I'm just gonna wait. All right. Instead, I'm gonna play it like I played it last week, but to the downside. So let's see. Yep, I'm glad I took that one off because it was not working. So let's just keep watching here. Got to trade in the direction of the draw. Here we go. And we are at equilibrium here. So if the draw is higher, then the price should draw higher here. But again, none of these are in equilibrium. None of these came down to equilibrium on the higher time frame. So the odds are are not likely. Okay. All right. So I'm in NQ. There we go. All right. You know what? I'm gonna cut it because right now I'm undecided and I am being emotional. So I'm gonna cut it and come back for the 10 o'clock macro. All right. All right, let me disconnect from data and I'll come back. All right, so I got it. It's funny because I lost, how much did I lose here? I lost 2 points, so about $75. And here, I jumped in right here. It made that back and I'm plus 75. So I'll take that. But again, I'm very emotional at the moment. The fact that this didn't hit this low makes logical sense that price is going to target these highs. Uh, so if I were to trade on the 9 o'clock macro, 9:30 macro, 9:30 open, then this would be the likely entry with a few gaps here. Now, that does not mean that I want to get in here, but if you were trading long, then you would target these highs. But again, here it didn't give an entry, neither here. Here, no entry either. Maybe it leaves a gap up here for it to test later on, but I don't see an entry yet. This is technically SMT with this low and this low, but as you can see, price has not came into any of the discount areas. So the likelihood of this trade working out, actually this trade is already over because it already met the first objective. So price may wanna come back down and retest this equilibrium part. So I'm not gonna let it do that to me right now. Right now we do have these pools that price is leaving, so we might get a reversal into these areas for then price to resume the move higher, the draw higher. Same thing here. Um, this is technically the new range, but that's on the 1 minute, and I'm not willing to risk my money on the 1 minute. I was seeing displacement lower, so I thought the draw was lower, but as soon as I noticed these lows were not taken, but these lows were. That is SMT, so price should technically draw higher. So what am I looking for now? Going into the not the afternoon, the 10 o'clock macro, I'm looking for something as simple as here. Wait, what did I do? No, not that. This one right here. Something like this, something like that, right? Because by that time we'll have more structure. Same thing here. I would like for this high to not get broken, because if that's the case, then what we'll probably most likely see is maybe something like this, and then a continued draw higher. But again, I want to see what structure looks like going into the 10 o'clock macro. Again, as soon as I had that feeling that price was not going to work out, I cut it. So you have to be able to listen to that. Takes time, but but it worked out in my case. Made that uh, initial trade back into this little tiny move, but again, the 1 minute is very volatile off the 9:30 open, and unless I see a clear entry, I'm not willing to risk it. So yeah, I'll come back for the 10 o'clock macro in a bit. All right, I'm back. Let's go ahead and connect to data. Actually, I'm gonna leave it for now. Let me first check to make sure, to be absolutely sure that there are no other. I mean, other than it is earnings season. Yeah, it is earnings season. So um, aside from any other economic news, no event scheduled for today. So aside from economic news, there is earnings, but let me see if there are any notable companies reporting today. Verizon. It is Tech Week, so well this week and next week. Last week was, I think it was retail, and which one was last week? Last week was consumer goods and retail. So this week, followed by next week, is all technology. So the big wigs are going to be reporting this week. This week is the big ones this week. Actually, today, nothing. Tomorrow, the big wigs are Tesla, Google, Visa, Coca-Cola, Texas Instruments, General Electric, UPS. All the other ones, there are tons, but these are the most notable ones. Let me see, Wednesday. Wednesday, Qualcomm, IBM, AT&T. So yeah, nothing big this week other than Tesla and Google. Next week should be interesting. Next week should be Microsoft, AMD, all the other Alphabet soups. So yeah, this week I don't think, besides tomorrow, I don't think there's anything any um, notable companies. Because when there are notable companies, what price does is it ranges throughout the whole day, causing havoc amongst traders. Really, everybody is looking to get in. Immediately they get stopped out, and they're not wondering why, and they're wondering why, and they forget that earnings does notable earnings do take some sort of toll on the market. Actually, I forgot to do this. All right. Okay, so let's see where price is now. All right, so the first objective has been met. Ah, damn. I probably should have held on to that, but that's fine. I was being impulsive, and that was, let's see here. Oh, I can delete this actually. Which one is it? This one right here. Okay. So yeah, for the open, I think there might have been an entry because price did come back to retest that area. Yep, sure did. Right here. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with having missed that because again, I don't like taking a long if this high was broken. You're taking the chances there, and I'm not looking to do that. So right now, this is the current dealing range on the lower time frame. So we'll see if something develops. Did I forget to do this? All right, there you go. Yeah, so right now I'm not looking to take any trade. Um, I don't see any entry. We are drawing towards the low, so now that the first objective has been met, let's go ahead and delete these. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so it would be really nice if price rejects this area, because if it does, then I can start looking for some sort of entry if price comes down to here to retest this area, because then these would be relative equal highs, and the market loves to target relative equal highs. So we'll see what price does. And this in itself is a market maker buy model with the intermediate time frame lows being here and here. Okay. But yeah, I'm not looking. I don't like any of these yet. We have, well, the macro just started. So if price is really bullish, then it should hold at the gaps drawn below. So it should hold these. But if they don't, then it's going to probably target this low here unless price decides to draw higher immediately. So we'll see. It is possible that it holds this as the order block and then we get some sort of move into the 11 o'clock macro. Somewhere in the lines of something like this, and then price takes off after that. Okay. All right, so we are getting moved down here. We're getting moved here as well. So I'm just going to wait. Okay, so we are at external liquidity. So now that we drew into external liquidity, the next uh, the next type of price action we are likely to see is for price to start rebalancing these gaps until it has enough liquidity for them to continue on with the draw higher. So we'll see. And I'm not looking to get into this type of price action. It's just not my type of setups. So if this this one here, so if price does draw like this within this trend line here, then price is generating liquidity or consolidating for them to sweep these lows and then draw higher after that. So that's what I'm looking for right now. I want to see if it draws something here. I want to see if price starts generating liquidity. And that's what I'm looking for. That's one of the first signs I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to start generating liquidity for them to start targeting the highs again, or if price is going to target the lows. But I'm on the sidelines for now. I'm not expecting anything. Um, so as of now, I don't think we're going to get any entry for the 10 o'clock macro. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect and come back at 11 to see if there is some sort of entry going into the afternoon or going into the 11 o'clock macro. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, my the draws are the highs. Right now we are right at actually this is not equilibrium. This is equilibrium of actually I was looking at the other screen. This is equilibrium of the 4-hour market maker sell model. So um, I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for this equilibrium, which would land us right around here. So I do expect price to continue drawing higher. Same thing with NQ. But yeah, that's it for now. So I'll be back later on. Actually, I won't be back. I'll be trading on my own. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.